My name is Kate Kiefer. I am a softball player here at the University of Findlay. I am a wellness and health professions major in occupational therapy, and this is my testimony. Growing up, I was very, very grateful to grow up in a Catholic family where we went to church every Sunday. I grew up in catechism, so I knew who God was. I knew his stories. And I knew that we loved God and Jesus, but it really started that I honestly didn't have a relationship with him. And it didn't start until I'd say my freshman year of high school where I really started to figure it out. So in high school, I remember I have an older brother and a younger brother. My older brother went to this football Bible study. He was very active in sports, as so myself, and there was this football Bible study happening at one of the football players' houses that his parents ran. And I remember him coming home once a week telling us all about it. My parents loved that he went, and it ended up being that the cheerleaders asked if they could also go to the football Bible study because they were kind of jealous that they were getting some of it and they won't, and the cheerleaders weren't. And so then my brother asked if I wanted to go, and I was like, yeah, sure. Like, I know of like Jesus and God, and I was like kind of connected, but didn't know much till then. And I went, and I really loved it. And we just like really focused on stories of the Bible, and I was learning so much. And it was about a year on, and then we started a FCA at my school. I went to Elmwood High School, and we just started an FCA, and it was great. And I thought I was learning a lot, but it really didn't come till the summer before my senior year of high school where I really found God. I was going through the recruitment process of trying to figure out where I wanted to play softball, and if any of you know, the recruitment process is a very, very hard process. And I just couldn't figure it out. I had some offers here and there. I didn't know where I wanted to go. I didn't know what I wanted to do, and I would really break down about it. I wasn't playing good when coaches would come to see me, and I had no idea what was going to happen. And it wasn't until I sat down with one of my Bible study leaders, Melissa, and I just like broke down to her. And I was like, what do I do? And she actually opened up her Bible, which I have the verse. She opened up her Bible, and she said, okay, we're going to read this verse. And it was Jeremiah 29:11, and it says, for I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans to prosper you and not to harm you. Plans to give you hope and a future. And we talked through it, and I broke down again and was like, oh my goodness. Like, I really needed that. And the one thing she said to me was, you need to stop playing for yourself, and you need to start playing for God, because he already knows your plan. He has it all written down on paper, and you will go where you're supposed to go. And that was around, I'd say, mid-June. And this is the summer where most girls commit to where they want to go and play. And about a month later, I ended up committing at the University of Findlay, where I actually didn't want to go at first. I told my parents that it was too close and I wanted to get far away, but it was actually the perfect place where I needed to be. And little did I know that that was only the start of a huge testimony for me. And throughout my senior year, I actually got I got invited to go speak my testimony at a Field of Faith at Liberty Benton. And I was so nervous because my Bible study leader asked me, and the first words that came out of my mouth was yes. And I was like, oh my goodness, did I just say that I'm gonna go and share this? And I was really terrified. I was like, okay, but let's do this. God's got me. And I went and spoke to about 100 to 150 students, and it was great. And about a month after that, I went to my Field of Faith at my high school and spoke my testimony there with a lot of my fellow classmates and older people. And it just started trickling down where I kept sharing my testimony at places where I ended up at a unity breakfast of all Northwest Ohio FCA leaders, sharing my testimony in front of 400 kids and adults. And I shared my testimony along with former and current BGSU and Toledo football players, which was really cool. And they were all so sweet. and they just pumped me up through the whole thing, and that was around October. So going through my senior year, it was pretty great. I was playing basketball at that time, and we were almost done with our season. Our season wasn't going very well, but it was fine because I just played basketball for fun. What I was looking forward to was softball. It was my senior year of softball coming up, and everybody was telling me this was my year. I was predicted first team All-Ohio. I was predicted first team All-League, and I was so excited. I was supposed to break more records that year, and it ended up about a little over halfway through my basketball season. I went to trap a girl in the corner, and if you know anything about basketball, so I went to trap her, and the girl ended up actually running straight through my left leg, and I fell to the ground holding my knee because I felt a pop, or it was something not good, and I knew that something was wrong. My trainers and my coaches got me up. We went to the trainer's room. My trainer did the ACL test on me and kind of gave me a look and then said, I cannot tell you anything right now, but all I can tell you is you need to go to a doctor. And right then is when all hope was gone. I then started crying because I knew something was wrong. I didn't want it to be my ACL, and I knew everything that I worked for was probably gone, but we didn't have any answers yet. And I remember having to text my softball coach here at the University of Finley that night because, thank the Lord, I was already committed, but even though texting her that news really scared me, and I was just like, hey coach, I had an injury happen tonight at basketball, and I need to call you tomorrow. And so I waited till the next day, and we had a call, and I told her it was my knee, and she got some information out for me, and she told me to come see a doctor here in Finley at Blanchard Valley, and so I made an appointment super quick the next day. They were amazing. Coach Lau and my trainer here helped me so much and got me in, met my doctor. He got me in for an MRI that evening. It was like an hour later, which is crazy. And then I just had to wait for over the weekend to get answers. And it was about 4 days later, and I was waiting at school. I had crutches on and like a sleeve on my knee, just so we know if it was damaged, nothing else would happen by me walking on it. And so I'm waiting at school, and I leave, and I remember driving and meeting my mom and dad at the doctor's office, and I remember just crying as I'm going to the doctors to find out, and I'm just praying, like, please, for God to help me through this, and like whatever it is, it's in your plan, and just trying to calm myself down, but also trying to look at the positive. But I just knew when there's something wrong with your body, you know, and I just knew something wasn't right. And so we get in the doctor's office, and we are waiting there for what feels like an hour. And I don't know if it was truly that long, but it was just like the wait and everything leading up to that, it felt like it was taking forever. And he finally comes in, and he sits down. My parents were sitting down with me, and he's like, well, not great news. And instantly when I heard that, there was this heavy feeling on my chest that I was like, okay. And he said, in the MRI, you cannot see your ACL at all. It is completely torn. And also we can see something wrong with your meniscus and MCL. And I was just like, okay. Like, it didn't really hit me yet, but my parents started crying, and I didn't cry yet until the doctor was like telling me, this is when my surgery is, this is what I have to do before the surgery, this is what leading up to it, this is what he's gonna do. And it was just everything at once that I didn't get to process it right away. And it wasn't until he actually left the room, I looked at my dad, and I started bawling, because I was like, this is real. Like, this just happened to me. All I've known my whole life is sports. I was a 3-sport athlete all through high school, playing volleyball, basketball, and softball. And that's all I ever knew. And for it to be gone for the 9 months that it says that it's going to be and I knew it was going to be so hard. And I just broke down. And I went to people at my school, and they helped me through it before my surgery was coming up. And I was doing everything right. I was exercising so I could get my quad bigger, and for my quad to become my ACL, everything my doctor was telling me to do. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna be okay. And it didn't come until the night before my surgery. I kind of freaked out and was like, this is real, this is happening. And I was very nervous going into surgery. A lot of people were praying for me, which I was very thankful for. And before my surgery, I actually didn't know if he was going to repair the meniscus or not, or just like take it all out. And it was a difference from being able to walk in 3 days of just an ACL surgery, or having to wait 8 weeks to be able to walk with a meniscus and MCL surgery with the ACL. And so we went in, he said the surgery went very well. I came out, everything was good, my nerve block was still in, I was feeling good. And he told me that he had to repair the meniscus and MCL along with the ACL. And I was just like, okay, no walking for 8 weeks. That's great, I'm gonna be on crutches for so long. And kind of feeling positive about it because I was still feeling good. And it wasn't until after my nerve block wore off, it went completely downhill. The worst pain I've ever been in, screaming, crying, yelling at my dad, just cut my leg off. And I wish no pain like that upon anyone. That is one of the worst things I have ever been through. And it was so hard for that first week. I didn't go to school at all. I didn't see anybody. A few people came over to see me, which I was very thankful for. But it was until that week was over, softball then finally started, and it was about like 70 degrees in March. And I told my dad, I was like, I think I want to try and go see the girls at practice today. And he was like, okay, you think you're up for that? And I was like, yeah. So he drove me out after school to go see the girls at practice. And I got there and I was feeling good, and everybody came up to come and hug me, and my coaches saw me. And my head coach, actually, she was very helpful throughout this whole process with me. She's also my Spanish teacher, so I'd go to her during class and during school, and she'd help talk me through it. And so I'm at practice and we're talking, and then my coach was like, okay, we gotta get back to practice. So I was gonna watch. So I'm at practice and I'm kind of just watching because I decided I wanted to stay for a little bit and watch. And they're actually at that practice trying to fill my position. And I'm a shortstop, and I've started at that position on varsity since freshman year. So being at the position for 3 years already, this is gonna be my 4th year, but they were trying to fill it that year, and just trying to watch them actually took a whole different turn, and I started to break down. And I looked at my coach and I was like, I can't, I have to leave. And I'm crying, and I go over to my dad. I'm like, what is my purpose here anymore? What am I supposed to do? And we kind of just went home, and I just cried that whole night. And for the rest of the time, for a little bit, about a month goes by where I am just depressed. And it's one of those depressions where like you don't realize you're depressed, and I kept denying it. And I was like, no. My dad kept saying, Kate, you might be. And I was just like, no. And then I was finally like, okay, yeah, I think I am. Because I realized I never wanted to do anything. I went to softball practice. I was trying to help the best I could. One of my coaches actually made me like another coach, and it started to help, but really I just had no joy in anything anymore, because I was like, what's my purpose right now? And I don't think I could remember a night where I didn't cry at that point, and just asking God the big question of why me? And it wasn't until actually I decided to open up my Bible, which I did not open it for a long time, which I'm very guilty of. But I actually opened my Bible and just was like, okay, let's just turn to a page. And the page I actually turned to was Isaiah 41:10, and the verse is, "So do not fear, for I am with you. Do not be dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you and help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand." And yet again, I was just broke down. It was a long few months of just crying at that point. I thought I didn't have any tears left to cry, but here we are. And for the first time in a while, I just felt calm. And I was like, thank you, Lord, for giving me the strength to actually open up my Bible at that point and to just show me what I really needed to hear. And from that point on, I really tried to open my Bible every day, and it's getting stronger. And not that I will ever understand why God has put me through what he has put me through, but trying to pick little things about it. I may never know why he put me through that or is putting me through that, but I know that it's all in his hands and that he's with me the whole step of the way. And it's been a very hard year. I actually am 14 months out of that surgery, and I was just cleared on April 3rd, 2025. So it was actually around 14 months of recovery, a lot longer than you may think. But it was a lot of mental things happening, of being scared to do different things, being scared of just unknown reasons why. But coming into my freshman year, and it was a real struggle at first, but I thank my coaches and my teammates and everyone around me just for being such a support system, really, and for God bringing me here and letting me know that it's okay to be scared, and that it's all in his hands. And I have a really good support system with Bible study here and huddles with athletes, and I've just really connected, and I am so excited to be able to say that I will be playing again on the softball field next year here at UF. So I just wanted to say thank you for hearing my story, and all glory to God. I didn't know how to balance God's timing versus my own timing for the longest time, because I think that it's really hard because we want so many things, and God is sometimes just like, nope, not right now. He answers it in 3 ways: yes, no, and not right now. And it's just really after my knee surgery that was really hard, but now I focus more on just trusting his process.
Anyone planted seeds of faith in your life early on?
I would say absolutely my parents did, just by their faith that we are a Catholic family, and they brought me to Mass almost every Sunday. They had me go to catechism, which I never actually really wanted to go because I really didn't understand anything, and I was like, why am I here on a Wednesday night? But they were really just great, and they didn't push me in my faith at all. They really just let me seek it out, and when I found it, they made it really, really strong, which I am very grateful for. The Bible verse, Jeremiah 29:11, has really meant the most because it is so true that God already knows the plans that he has for us, and we just need to be faithful in him and follow his plan and trust that everything is going to be okay. Jeremiah 29:11 is, "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future." I'm Kate Kiefer, and come and see what the Lord has done for me.